And there we go. All right, let me move this stuff over here very fast for you guys. And we are all set up. All right. Hey, everyone. Hope you guys are all having a good day. We're just making sure all the multi-stream stuff was working in here, and looks like it is. So, not so much to talk about here today, but at least we're going to be talking about something here. Some news coming out, maybe some cool stablecoin news, which I think is going to be pretty interesting here. And then we're just going to be talking about where Bitcoin can go because we are at an interesting point in time. Some may call this a big level of resistance where the common person would sell. Another person might say, oh my gosh, we're about to blast off here. Let's buy. I'm going to give you guys my opinions about all that type of stuff here. Loki he's on this side of me. Loki, you want to come say hi? Come here. Oh. Yeah, so he's been a good boy lately. Yeah. Got a little dirt on the eyes though. But yeah. He's been playing outside. We've been outside. It's like a whopping 95 degrees out here, and Loki's not prepared for it. So he's outside for a little bit, then he's like he opens the door back up to get inside. So he's enjoying the sunshine to a degree, I would say. I'm thinking of getting him another doggy pool for this summer. That way he can be outside for like an hour or 2 hours, even if it's hot, and just be sitting in the pool, just relaxing. He typically enjoys that quite a bit. I never keep good care of the little kiddie pools and stuff that I get from Walmart because you can buy them online, right? And so instead of like keeping it in good condition every year, I just buy a new one for like $25 for each of them. And so he has like 2 new play toys every summer. So he's in a good mood now. He wants treats, but he already had a bunch of treats, so he doesn't get to have anything else. But I think we're still in a good spot here. And hey, Nicholas, happy to see you back. Do Bitcoin gonna rise, say, or fall? Yeah, we'll be talking about that in a second. And then, bro, what about Bitcoin technicals? Let me know what you are talking about there. When you guys say like 2-word things, 3-word things, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just words without meaning. Now, as far as Bitcoin's concerned right now, guys, at this point in time, we're at a big level of resistance here. We talked about this last night, I believe, how we were thinking about maybe there's an opportunity for us to break down here, or break out, and then try to push above that 50 moving average in the 4-hour chart, and then start pushing back up here towards $60,000. At this point in time, we have had a small breakout here. We got the oscillators in a good spot. Everything is kind of working for our benefit. On the 4-hour chart, things are good. On the daily chart is where you guys still see that we remain bearish. The RSI and the stochastic are actually bullish here, but the MACD is still bearish. And we've been here a few times before where Bitcoin has a nice little pop, but the MACD never really turned over, and so I never really got excited about these types of moves. I'm watching closely, but at this point in time, it seems like Bitcoin may have some trouble trying to break back above that $59,000 mark, that $58,500 mark. It doesn't seem like that's the best thing right now. Or the easiest thing right now for Bitcoin. Let me go over that right now because we are having a slight breakout. But again, if you guys are looking at this, you guys see this level of resistance right here. You guys see that. If you want to see Bitcoin get much higher, go back above $60,000 plus, something back into that level where you're like, oh wow, it was worth it to actually buy out these really crazy low levels. That's kind of what you're looking for right now. At least in the 4-hour chart, it appears we're getting rejected down here, so I'm not buying this. I'm basically just sticking to my dollar cost averaging because those have been doing very well. A few of my trades over the last few days, they are up because of this. I don't think I'm going to sell any of them right now. The only one I'm contemplating selling right now is Bonk because, like most tokens out there, Bonk's at another level of resistance here. But yeah, that's kind of the gist right now. I'm kind of happy to say that we're not looking for a major, disastrous breakdown below this anytime today. It looks like we're just trying to consolidate and still trying to find that bottom. The bottom is going to be hard to maintain because, of course, there was a lot of fear out there. Really, I would say about 3 specific things at this point. The easiest one is maybe what happens with CPI data come this Thursday. That's simple. That has an effect, but not a crazy one, at least at this point in time. The second one is that German state selling off large amounts of cryptocurrency. Of course, that's just a lot of selling pressure. And third is the Mt. Gox bankruptcy settlement thing where they're giving all that Bitcoin back, and those people may be selling the Bitcoin for large amounts of profit as well. So kind of the gist of what's going on. I was going to hope to see that maybe the weekly chart might be looking a little bit better, but no, we're still looking pretty rough, right? We're at a level of support, so we can still bounce off, but again, we already talked about all that yesterday. I'm just hoping that as far as you guys are concerned right now, we have an opportunity to see Bitcoin break back above 58,500. That's the key to get back up to $60,000 plus. And right now, It may not look too likely, but at least there's a shot for it to happen. There's a chance. We might have to dip down for a little bit here, but sometime tomorrow here, like as far as the daytime goes, it's within today's candle, you might be looking at something more of an aggressive upswing that could possibly put Bitcoin up. I don't know how much, like 2-3%. Is that what it would be? About 4%, actually, about 4% here. So that'd be that next level of resistance up here, kind of around 60,000, 60,500. I'm not banking on it, but I'd probably feel more confident tomorrow. I think right now I just want to see us go sideways, and that sideways is going to be an opportunity for a lot of you guys to buy the dip. If you guys are looking to buy right now, over the next few hours, if we start dipping back and forth, a simple stop loss kind of around 54,000, 54,500. That's going to be plenty enough for a lot of you guys out there. And hey, 88 Chrome Dome, happy to see my man Matt, happy to see you. Jay Ford, things are looking out pretty well for me right now. A little bit tired, but it's just one of those days, guys. I am happy with the multi-streaming here because I can stream on TikTok now. I can stream on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I'm on, I think, Facebook, and then Twitch. I got a whole bunch of stuff working for me now, which is nice because I can see all the messages kind of rolling around. It makes it a little bit easier. And $45,000, $46,000 would be nice. Man, at this point in time, we all know that Bitcoin has this bearish tendency right now. I just want to see, if we do go down, I want to see some good economic data as far as like bearish economic data that would be bullish for the market, because that'd bring back down rate cuts, or bring rate cuts to the forefront. Look at this. Fed Chair Powell says holding rates high for too long could jeopardize economic growth. I think we already know this, right? His job is to cut before the economic hardship really comes to pass. And I don't know if he's actually going to do that right now. Jerome Powell has been really not good this time. If anybody thinks Jerome Powell's been doing a good job, raise your hand. In my opinion, he has not done the best of jobs here. But I think he should start cutting sooner rather than later, not just because we need the markets to keep on going stronger, but we are seeing those signs of a slowing economy. You don't want to start cutting rates once the economy is broken. Right now we're like fluxing, right? Think of a river. You guys are the river coming through my hands, basically. And my fingers are getting a little bit strained right now. They're starting to make a little bow, right? In order to get that to be strengthened again, he needs to start lowering rates. He's not doing that. He's going to wait for the dam to break before doing those rates. I was okay with this back when inflation was going sky high, but right now inflation generally is going down. So I don't think he really has a need to try to break the economy like he had been talking about. Especially because we're having inflation rates down at like 3.3%. This month is supposed to be 3.1. God forbid it's not. Let's get higher than 3.1. That'd be the freaking disaster. But that's kind of the gist of what we're hoping for here. And that's causing a lot of the chaos that we're seeing. Now, he went on to say, what was it here? At the same time, in light of the progress made by both in lowering inflation and the cooling the labor market over the past 2 years, elevated inflation is not the only risk we face. Right? Reducing policy restraint too late or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. That's what we were just kind of talking about here. I'm hoping he can get his act together here. I'm hoping they will over time. But those first few months, January, February, March, I specifically think February and March, those having such hot CPI numbers, I think it really spooked him to the core, because remember, last year, he declared victory on inflation. He was like, okay, now we don't have to do any more hikes. Now we just sit and wait. And you guys know how crazy, how much has changed since he said that over the past 6 months here. And hey, Larry, show no fear. Right now, I feel bad for the people that might have got shaken out and feared, all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's all learning. It's all learning how to trade, Maybe they sold it months ago, weeks ago, who knows, but as long as they have a plan, I think they're fine. My only qualm with people usually, Larry, is when I talk to people out there in the world and stuff like that, they refuse to have stop losses, or they refuse to have general plans. The only time I think you can really say you don't have a very detailed plan is if you say you're just going to hold and wait. And I think that's a great plan, but you don't necessarily have to say, oh yeah, I'm going to hold to this level, this level. I don't know yet. I'm just going to buy and hold, because you open up so many more options and doors. Besides that, I'm like, have a plan. With your budget, you balance your checking book. I don't know how to do that, but I know people do. Anything in the finance world, have a plan. It makes life so much easier, doesn't it? And hey, Adam, would you like me to design a logo for your channel? I don't know if I need a logo for the channel just yet. Basically, the logos kind of go in and out really darn fast. I think I even have a logo that I paid for a while ago. I just don't use it. As far as like the way YouTube works, I think my face is always the best option to choose. Maybe I'll do a logo for my website or something like that. What's my website? My website changes quite frequently depending on what I'm doing here. Let's see. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. I can always do my last name, but then what's that guy that comes up? Walt Whitman comes up. Yeah, I don't even have a what do you call it? I don't even have a logo here. Right? Maybe spend like maybe 10, 20 minutes on this website. Not really a lot. But this is only for networking, I would say. It's nothing too fancy here. Oh, speaking of this type of stuff here, I thought this was actually a pretty interesting article. You guys know I'm friends with the guys over at Tron. I like them a lot. They're really chill people. But I was looking online for news articles to talk to you guys about today, and this one caught my eye. Justin Sun says gas-free transfers of stablecoins coming to Tron this year. We don't normally talk about Tron too much, but you know, when we think about it, let me go over here very fast. It is number 11 on the market cap scale. I think it's just, you know, it's number 11. It's doing very, very well. It has $11 billion market cap. I've always liked it for a while here, but you know, it's only up 20% year to date. It's not the best, but at least it's not like 39% down or 37% down like ADA. But he says his team is developing gas-free stablecoin transfers. He offers no technical details on how the transfers will work, but they're going to be deployed later on this year. I'm very curious to see how all of that works. I'm very curious to see how that works. For all of you guys know, like imagine, you know, during your transfers without having to do all the fees and stuff like that. I want to see how that would work. But again, I guess we'll just have to wait because again, we won't know how it's going to work for a while. But I always like to see some news about that. As far as what tokens are making some good moves here today, let me refresh this screen here just for a second. Drink some water. There we go. Celestia, excuse me, is up 19-20%. SEI is up 16-17. Brett is up 10. Sui is up 10. Tau is up 10. Optimism's up 9. We're looking at some really good moves here today. Again, make sure that if you guys are looking at some of these trades, make sure you're not looking to hold on to them for too long. As far as I'm concerned, we're at a big level of resistance right here. We don't know if we're going to get smacked back down like we did over here, or if we're going to find a way to break out. I'm not the most optimistic for this breaking out soon. I'd probably say we need another few hours here at least before we try to make a larger push. It's going to be a difficult one for sure, though. It's going to be a very difficult one. Let me get this stochastic down just so we can see what's going on here. Let's see. And hey, Alper, happy to see you, my man. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Is pocket option doable with studying? I don't know what pocket option is. You have to explain what pocket option is. Doable with studying. I'm not entirely sure. It's the get rich fast people with no plans. I think about 2030. Yeah, that's probably the best way to think about Bitcoin. Honestly, because we keep on spending a bunch of money. The country's going to shit right now, and I don't know what's going to happen to us. You guys already know all the political stuff that we talk about here between Trump and Biden and RFK, but oh boy, you guys, it's just going to be a pain in the butt, isn't it? Let's see right here. And hey, Jermaine, happy to see you very fast. Let me see. Built my portfolio partially from the Tron way back in the day. I remember when it was a micro cap. It's definitely gone up a lot. I like them because you can see them at a lot of the booths and stuff around the expos. So they're always doing deals. They're always making connections. And I feel like they're growing, right? They're growing and they have some really nice events. Back when I was in Austin, I went to their whale event night. And when I tell you that thing was luxury, it was luxury. A lot of wealthy people, Tron investors, all learning more about the project, what they're doing, and just, you know, making good connections here. I think it's really, really nice. But you got to be a whale to get in there, which means you got to own a certain amount of Tron, which means you got to be a believer in it. Because again, you know, as much as we talk about like the top 10 cryptocurrencies, it is still $11 billion market cap. It's not like it's hundreds of billions of dollars of market cap. So that I'm hoping that a lot of the tokens we buy will be there eventually, but they're not there yet. They're not there yet at all. If you lose the VWAP, then can we expect more downtrend momentum? I'd probably say yeah, but at this point in time, we already have the downtrend momentum. It's on the daily. It's on the daily and it's on the weekly. What we're talking about right now is not, when we talk about this in terms of like, hey, there's some shorter time frames that may be looking okay, but the longer ones are pretty bad. Usually what I'm thinking about there is maybe we're finding a bottom. And that bottom can actually, turn into something that is a true bottom. But for a while, we're not going to know if this is a bottom for like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks away. Let me just pull this up here. So you can see the Bitcoin charts on the weekly, pretty darn bearish right here. The daily's been bearish since all the way over here back in June. Been rough, and of course it's been rough there. The 4 hour is still bearish here. It's been bearish for the last few days since Wednesday, July 3rd, right before 4th of July. And the 1 hour chart right now is bullish here, but it's a very weird bullishness. However, you go to the oscillators, bearish, bearish, bearish. The daily is bearish, bullish, bullish. Maybe we find something good there. And then over here, the 4 hour. Oh, why is this? Oh, no, so yeah. The 4 hour is bearish, bullish and bullish, but where is the MACD on this one? Add this indicator control arrow. There you go. So 4 hours bullish, bullish, bullish. When we think about those in general, we know the right now we're some kind of a bearish momentum. But within that bearish trend, while charts go down, this could be stocks or crypto, we have the troughs and we have the peaks. We're trying to pick a trough and we're going to try to sell the peak. We're not trying to buy the trough, hold past the peak, and then hope for something greater. For me right now, I'm just trying to figure out if we're going to be going from the trough to a peak, where that peak may be, and then continue to try to trade that if it does work out very, very well, or just sell at that potential peak. Right now, if we're talking about the potential peaks, it'd be somewhere around here, probably around 60,400 or so, and then we might get knocked back down a little bit more, but that could eventually lead to something more of a longer stabilization that can get us back up and running. We go over here to where I dropped this line at, right? Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Oh, on this one it's Wednesday, okay. But basically, coming up in a couple days, we have the CPI report. That could be a catalyst that maybe gets us a pretty big peak here. Not enough to change things substantially, but enough to get us back on track and maybe even make an improved peak. Like right now, if you're thinking about where these higher lows are going, we probably wouldn't break that. But if we did because of a good CPI report, then we might be able to get all the way back up to $66,000 before again having a really bad time all the way back down here, probably sub 60s again. So that overall trend is bearish. It's not bullish right now, as much as I wish it was. But again, right now we're just facing this little bit of resistance level. We got rejected once, twice, maybe 3 times. We'll know. I think we're going to consolidate a little bit longer. Than I'm hoping by tomorrow we can actually have something of a larger move above $59,000, above $60,000. But again, that'd be through that trough and peak type of thought process. Like I'm not holding anything like for weeks and weeks and weeks right now, unless it's dollar cost averaging things. I'm holding stuff for at most 30 hours. If I really believe in something, 48 hours typically. Pocket option is a way to scalp, but only if we decide the price will go up or down the next 1, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes. Oh, I believe Fairdesk has something like this. Let me see. Okay, so this still requires a level of do they still have it? I don't remember what it was called. Something V2V. I don't remember. I did it a long time ago. They might have taken it out. But yeah, you basically say, is it going to go up in the next 1 minute, down in the next minute, or something like that? Yeah, I think those are okay, but you have to understand what's going on. I like to do the ones where you're guessing what happens next minute or 2 minutes. I don't like the ones like next 30 seconds or a minute. at least a few minutes in time gives you a chance to do some real good technical analysis, and you can kind of wait it out there. But I think Fairdesk used to have it, but I don't know what it used to be. It used to be like V2 something here. I don't think they have it anymore. No. Let's see. Fiat earn, no. I don't think they have it anymore. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen them. You have to be very good. I would do 10 of them and try your best in all 10. See what your return rate is on that, and then be like, damn, I'm not good enough to keep on doing this. Usually the best way to go. Again, the easiest way that I know to make money in the market is the strategy that I told you guys all the time. Look at where the momentum is going, follow that momentum, and then just hold on tight for altcoins and crypto as a whole. But it doesn't always present you with opportunities to trade when you really want to trade, which is why I go to stock market, because stock market's always an opportunity there because they have earnings reports, more fundamentals, and things like that. On TIA, you'd have to ask me, like, what do you want about TIA, though? Like, what time frame here? And hey, Wilder, happy to see my man. Otherwise, Bitcoin is just the greatest meme coin of all time. I think the institutions have some kind of plan, though. Just right now, logic of Bitcoin does not work. Alts make more sense, though, because of many, many use cases. Yeah, I mean, I think that's partially true here. I think right now, though, what Bitcoin has is it has that belief system, and right now, where you're thinking of, I'm gonna sound like a Bitcoin maxi here, where like only Bitcoin can last throughout all the carnage that comes every crypto winter. Again, which isn't true, but there's that belief out there that Bitcoin will be the thing that survives when the monetary systems start to really mess up here because of all this excess spending. And I really think this is going against the dollar here, because not every country spends as much as America because they understand they have to try to keep something of a balanced budget. You know, that balanced budget is going to be like really, it's going to be one of the nails in the coffin for the United States financial system here, because we just can't stop spending. But you know, people are going to love Bitcoin for a while longer here. But I'm probably not the best Bitcoin maxi speaker out there. Who's a Bitcoin maxi guy that I know, and I can tell you, I can refer you to him. Tom Crown. Tom Crown's a big Bitcoin maxi. He really prefers just to buy Bitcoin. He'll trade other stuff, but he just wants to hold Bitcoin. So he's probably a good YouTuber to follow, actually. And then Nico, Loki's doing fine. He still has a little bit of a sore shoulder every now and again. I don't know exactly what it is, though. I've taken him to the vet. They've done all the range of motions, and he's perfectly fine until he's not. So I don't know exactly what's going on there. It's when he sprints. He has to go from 0 to 100 and sprint, and then he gets a little injured. And then like maybe half an hour after that, he's perfectly fine. But yeah, I don't exactly know what's going on with him. So I might take him into the vet and get him some deep x-rays and stuff, because maybe he just has some of a strain, and I really just haven't given him enough of a rest to fix up that strain for like a month or two. So I'm hoping that's what the case is here. Why keep a balanced budget when we can just print more money? Dude, you have no idea. That's the logic that happened to over there. It's such a... We're so fucked here, guys. We're so fucked. All right, let me go over here and check out TIA very fast. TIA daily. Crypto. Looks like it had a nice little bit of bounce here. It's giving you some good buy signals here, but it already kind of popped after that 20-day moving average. Typically, you'd want to buy off of that here, and not like after this larger move. How's this been looking here, though? I mean, this thing's been coming down for a while, and that's pretty bad, yeah. It's almost like a gigantic dead cat bounce. If you're going to trade this, I might wait for another opportunity to buy. This thing's already been kind of taken off here. Let me go to the 2-hour chart. There was a buying opportunity there, one here, one there. They've done pretty well. There's a change of character there. I might wait for this to consolidate for a while. Then if there's another breakout after this consolidation, I might try to do something more of a day trade on it. But as far as, you know, the daily chart right now, this is more of scale out territory than buying in territory. You're looking at another level of resistance right up here along that 50-day moving average here. As far as Fibonacci levels concerned, I think we already broke through all the important ones that we have to, right? Yeah, one right there. That one matches up with the 50. So you might have one more push later on today if Bitcoin's able to actually move up, which remains to be seen, up towards about $8. And after that, I might be selling most of my stuff. If you want to scale out and have maybe like 10% left over, You could try to get it up here towards $11, but there's a lot of levels of resistance between there and $11. Yeah, right now Bitcoin's not looking too juicy either. Yeah, exactly, Michael. Backdrop of if the financial institution's dollar fail makes the most sense. Well, okay, I'm not saying the world as we know it is going to end, but there is going to be a huge shock to the system because our belief in fiat currency or just the dollar or stuff like that, it's going to be shaken. Not every country has these same issues here. A lot do, but not every single one. So this is why we buy the Bitcoin, because it's deemed to be that digital gold. There's only so much out there. If you have a slice of it, you have a slice of it. If you don't, you don't. But when I think about Bitcoin hitting $1 billion and stuff, I don't think $1 billion is going to be worth what it is right now. I think $1 billion is going to be something more like 100 million or something like that, which is still great, right? But it's not anywhere near what $1 billion right now will get you. Like by that time, freaking Elon Musk will probably be the world's first trillionaire or something. And Jermaine, that's what I like about your show. Straight up good trading knowledge and no shill fundamental based. There's no reason. For those of you guys that are new to crypto, or you guys are just here and you guys haven't seen me before, there is a way that crypto YouTubers make their money, and I don't make as much as them, obviously. But the way they make money is making everything appear to be really good or really bad in a way that makes you want to trade because they earn money off of your trading volume. I like if you trade, I do, but I'd rather you guys be making money, because if you guys are making money and trading for a long time, I make money for a long time, right? But I'm just upfront about it. I'm not going to tell you guys to trade, lose money, then I get that money, the commissions for it. There's no point in doing it. So, I don't know, it just doesn't make much sense. You guys know a lot of traders that say buy, here, do all that type of stuff. For me, I'm just being patient, because that's all I can do in the situation. At the beginning of this show, I guess I would call it, went over to the 4-hour chart. We talked about how we're at a big level of resistance. We're probably coming down. I mean, we're starting to come down a little bit more here, but now we're looking for a consolidation and an opportunity to break out sometime tomorrow, which is like 8 hours from now from me. So like 8 hours plus from now. Again, not terrible. We're not in a crisis mode right now, but it's definitely just not as fun as we're accustomed to. All right, nobody's having too much fun here in these types of moves unless you guys are day trading. But that's, again, maybe you guys might like to look at the hourly charts. Those usually work out pretty well. Let me see if I can put this over here. If I can find Bitcoin, there we go. Oh, one of these is let's just take off the Luxago one right here. Generally speaking, these have been okay opportunities to trade. I guess it didn't hit the stop loss, but that probably wasn't the best one. We have a breaker structure right here. We may continue to consolidate and go higher. But right now, I mean, these moves have been okay if you guys want to scalp. Or hold for a few hours, I guess you'd say. Right, that's a 3-hour hold. So it'd be like a 5-hour hold. This wouldn't do anything. Of course, the oscillators want on your side. But again, I'm just waiting for those little signals, and I'm looking for opportunities within that. I'm not trying to go gung-ho right now because nothing is telling me to go gung-ho. Even the daily chart's still bearish. When it turns green, even if I don't catch the bottom, I'm still happy to buy and take that trade. I'm hoping that it gets better over time, though, because this is boring, and I'm just as bored as all of you guys here, which is why I'm starting to put out new content here pretty soon. Plus, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the stock market, and I think just more about the fundamentals of the economy here, because, and maybe more bite-sized news. I was watching a video today, and I don't know exactly, it was like a Rubin Report or something like that. I don't know, some conservative guy. And I was trying to learn his style of editing, because he just puts his face there for a second. He says, man, look at this so-and-so and so. These libtards, or these people were so bad. The liberals and conservatives both have these types of channels. But then they just play like a few minutes of CNN footage or MSNBC footage or Fox News footage. And then that's it. I'm thinking about doing that, but like more commentary from me, because I just don't want to put my head in the beginning and then just play another person's video. Doesn't seem right, even if it is a news organization. But yeah, I'm getting ready to drop some more stuff here. I'm always surprised how much extra work it entails. Today though, I'm getting my invites in for the parties in Nashville. I talked to one of my friends. I'm gonna get into the Maxim party here in Nashville. What is it? Maxim party. You guys know I'm not the biggest partier, but I can have a fun time if needed. Ooh, my package is only one stop away. It's toothpaste. Yeah, this thing. Bitcoin Maxim party, or Maxim Bitcoin party. So I'm gonna be here. Seems like it'll be a fun time. I've never been to one of these events here, so you guys know me. I'll actually make some content for you guys. I'll actually start doing more personality stuff. I almost got that news locked down as far as how I'm going to be doing my music on this channel. So I'll actually have the rights, because a couple of my friends are artists, to use their music on YouTube without YouTube going after my content, because I'm afraid those YouTube algorithms will try to get me off. And I'm like, nope, I got the rights to use this music. You better stay away. Anyways, I'm happy to help you out. You're one of the genuine ones. That's why I like your content. You know what? I think being genuine means I can do this for a lot longer period of time. You guys recall that during 2022, when there was that nasty bear market, a lot of crypto people like just disappeared. A lot of ghost crypto channels, and they came back when Bitcoin came back. I don't mind talking with you guys and having a good time, because again, we're just testing out different theories, answering questions, looking at news, kind of looking to see how the community grows around the space. And then that's probably the best way to go forward with this type of stuff. You can't be looking for cryptocurrency as your fix for excitement. It just doesn't work out, because there are these times like right now where we're like, let's go play some dodgeball. Bitcoin can wait a little bit. Oh man. And hey, Nate, you want to see a crash in the near future? And hey, can you elaborate on forcing a bottom? What do you mean by forcing a bottom? Like right now, buyers are trying to make a bottom for Bitcoin right now, right? You can see we had that nasty move right there. Let me draw this out. Yeah, nasty move right there. And we're kind of going a little bit more sideways. By forcing a bottom, basically, I just mean that whales come in here or longs come in here, and they make it, from a technical perspective, not worth it for shorts to enter in. Sometimes there can be shorts that still enter in, but they have enough firepower where it does, like, they can just push the price down without unfortunately they have that power. But if we want to see something more of a bottom, you're going to have to see more technical showing towards more bullish things. Like right here, we had to change a character in the 1 hour chart. That usually bodes well for us trying to find something of a bottom here. Again, it doesn't mean the whole thing we can't still break down, but it means, okay, now we have a little bit better chance to actually not break down here. Another one here, even with that larger move right there, we didn't break down below that one. We're making these kind of lower highs here, or higher lows. Even back over here with this change of character, right? We still came down a little bit, but it wasn't through here. Quick structure, right down there. Change of character here. It was rough. We found some support for it temporarily, and then when we did, came back down hard. So you're seeing buyers come in right now to try to force some type of bottom. Whether or not it works, that remains to be seen. It probably won't unless we have good CPI data coming out on Thursday, which again is happening pretty soon. I think it's 48 hours from now, something like that. I'm stocking up on OG coins that have survived Engine, QNT, Dot, Link, Atom. Dotcoin has always been one of those tokens that I hold a little bit, but I always wanted just to do a little bit of earn, because I think audio, not this one. I guess I used to do it more on Binance way back in the day, but Dot was one of those tokens that had a lot of earning potential. I wonder if it still has that. But I'm waiting for. Wonder how Coinbase Earn is doing. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on that one. Catching knives is an art form. See, I've caught knives in the past. I've sold at peaks. At none of those times have I felt like I bought the falling knife, or I bought or I sold the peak. I always like, this is a good place to sell, but I'm not going to sell, right? Or this is a good place to sell, so I'm going to sell, but not I'm selling because this is the top. Does that make sense? When I sold a lot of my assets back in March, it wasn't because I thought that March was going to be the top. I was actually kind of optimistic that we can start blowing back up a little bit more. And then, after some consolidation, we could try to launch up towards $100,000. But instead, that ended up being one of the tops. But remember, I didn't even sell at the top technically. I sold like 2 weeks before the top, or a week before the top, which is, in my book is still good. But now I have to redeploy this capital, and these dollar cost averages have just been the most painful thing in the world. Not painful, just boring, because again, you're just watching your assets go down in value quite a bit. And now with one of my new strategies I'm working out here, I do have dollar cost averaging going on, but basically when one of my tokens goes up like 30+%, I'm typically just selling it and then reallocating some of that money towards another position here in the future. For instance, right now that trade that's working out is going to be, Bonk. Bonk is up 33%. It was higher a while ago, but it actually just broke down. I'm probably going to sell this bonk here and then, be happy with the 30% I made, and I'll buy it up a little bit more here, and I'll wait for a while to sell it. But all I have here is pretty much red positions at this point. A few are down just a couple percent, but some are down 100% plus, 50%, 1%, 23%, 20, 20, 30, 10, 22, 16, right? So I'm basically just waiting for those to go up, and I'll be perfectly fine. But you gotta admit, it's kind of boring just to wait for that type of stuff to happen. My thing is I should have sold somewhere up here. Look at that. That would have been perfect. But you know what? It's okay. I'll buy back in a little bit later. Yeah, back when everyone used it. Oh, which one? Linu? Yeah, I do not have Linu. Let's see. Greetings from Georgia. How do you think Bitcoin? How you think when Bitcoin hits its highest level? I don't think Bitcoin's hit its highest level yet. I think a big issue with this market is the high interest rates, and we're going to have to just weather that storm. But I do believe once we start having those cut substantially, I do think Bitcoin's going to find a way to make a pretty large move, even if it does take until the end of 2024, or even potentially 2025. I really hope it's not 2025. At this point, I would say it's most likely going to happen at the end of 2024, though. Thinking of fall time. You mean buying it after it drops consistently fast, assuming bottoms in? When I say catching fall knives, I wait for a range forming and finding confluences to build a plan. Oh, for me, that's usually buying Bitcoin when it breaks back above the 20 moving average, and we're also looking at some type of support level. So, how much can I zoom out on this without looking too funky? Yeah, that looks pretty funky, doesn't it? All right, let's go to the 15-minute chart. Oh, is that the 15-minute chart? All right. There you go. It's the wrong one. All right. A violent drop. I like to day trade. I don't do a swing trade often, but I like to day trade after we break back up after a violent drop. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is where I like to look at the levels of support. Like right here, there was a nice level of support. And so this could potentially just be one gigantic wick. And so I'm looking at that. This one as well. You kind of see right here, this was an opportunity. You could say you could take that trade. You might have lost on it, of course. Stop loss there. This one was the one that ended up working out. Any more sudden drops? There's a sudden drop right there. That worked out towards levels of resistance. I don't do it too much right now. That wasn't a sudden enough drop. Have we had any more, really? I guess this was the last one right there. Oh, we didn't even break out above it. Oh, let's see. There's one right here, but was there support level here? That's the question. It's hard to zoom out this far back. Yeah, you can't even zoom out. Oh, there was one right here. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mix, but at least right now, I'd probably say it's only been working maybe about 60 to 70% of the time. Not the best results, but if you add another Fibonacci's and other technicals, of course it can be better. 100%. There we go. Well, that really hurt my head looking at all that little data. There we go. A little bit better there. But same idea, reversed. Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I'm hoping things get a little bit better here. It's just been kind of much more of a pain, right? Stock market's going up, crypto's going down. That's not the best feeling. I mean, I guess I trade stocks too. You guys know that, but you guys know I hold for weeks and weeks and weeks. I feel like I just need to be selling a lot of stocks off here. There've been a few that've been going up, like Amazon's and whatnot. But I don't know. There's still those warning signs with the economy that kind of get me a little bit more spooked out. Oop, hold on a second here. I don't know why people try to spam so much on the channel. Never makes any sense to me. Well, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't make, like, who would actually buy a token after seeing a spam attack or something like that. Yeah. How are we looking right now? Yeah, but that's pretty much it, guys. There's not so much to talk about. I'm going to call it a night right now, and I'm going to be doing some more content for you guys tonight. Maybe we got to wait till Q4 for Driven. Yeah, right now it seems like summer is going to be boring. Fall is going to be where all the action's at. That's the way I describe it here. I trade 50 minutes to 1 hour mainly, but I do count top from monthly to 50 minutes. Oh, yeah, that seems to be good here, guys. Ethereum ETF should have an impact here soon enough. Just wait. Same with the Solana ones. Again, I'm of the mindset that you guys just want to buy right now. Just dollar cost average, and then wait. Don't do anything crazy. If you'd like to trade during these circumstances as far as day trading and whatnot, go for it. But you guys don't have to do that, right? So I'll see you guys a little bit later. I'm going to go say hi to my little sister, and I'm going to go out to the cigar lounge. I'm going to try to make a video for you guys out there. I'm going to be smoking a cigar for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about something. I don't know what, though. I got to start finding some cigar topics to talk about, which I think will be pretty interesting. But anyway, I'll